What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Doing Life Together. My name is Laura Perosier, and today I wanted to talk about something that has just been so on my heart to talk about, guys, and it's just been like reoccurring to me, and I want to open the floor and have a discussion about your 20s and how your 20s are so hard. Like 20s, being in that age range, there is so much you're unpacking. You're literally like a year or two out of high school. I mean, you're trying to navigate your career. You're probably navigating heartbreak, living on your own. It's just adulthood for the first time ever, really, is happening in your 20s. It's a lot of firsts. Like you're unloading, you're unpacking all this newness, and it can be daunting. And I feel like this topic isn't talked about like super duper frequently. And today I just wanted to open the floor for that conversation. I mean, I get it, guys. Your 20s is probably some of the hardest times in your life. Like you're stepping out into adulthood, you're still figuring out what you want to do with your life. On top of that, you are still figuring out who you are, guys. That is like so many different journeys and so many different roads that we can go down. In your 20s, your highs can be really high and your lows can be really lows. And this can also, like, this is not to disregard your early teens, late teens, but I definitely feel like in this stage of your life, in your 20s, it's so like such a roller coaster, like such a roller coaster of emotion, such a roller coaster of life events, and a lot of firsts, like we were talking about. I don't know what it is about your 20s and why you feel like you have to have your entire life figured out, like right out of high school, right from the jump. Like you have to declare a college major, a university major, and everything you do after that revolves around that. You guys, I feel like there are those people who like know what they want to be and what they want to do as a kid, and they just jump the gun and they declare their major and they're off to the races. But for someone like me who's been creative and like has had a hard time picking a niche, picking a career, picking something that feels like this is me. Like I have had the hardest time navigating that, and even into my 30s, I'm still like figuring it out. Life is literally like this puzzle where it's piece by piece and you're figuring it out one part at a time, guys. I mean, minus the societal pressure, your peer pressure, your parents, like there's so much noise and things happening around you sometimes that it is hard to really fine tune and find out what is it that you want to do, what is it that you feel like God has put on your heart to pursue. And you guys, like all my life I knew I wanted to be an artist. Like I knew that was my, like that is what makes me come alive. From an early age, you hear the word starving artist, or you're gonna be a starving artist, and like you guys, that was probably one of the worst things I could have heard. Like it put so much fear into my life of pursuing something because I was afraid I was gonna be broke and poor because I didn't pursue this passion, and instead go be a doctor, go be something that pays well. Like there is so much pressure around that. And you know what's so crazy, and I feel like this generation is unraveling, and this generation is figuring out that like it doesn't matter. Oh, ice cream truck. I'm probably gonna have to put this on pause. They gotta hustle, they gotta be on their grind. So cute. Oh my gosh, I literally have not seen a kid chase down an ice cream truck in a long time. Sorry, back to what we were saying. But yes, your career, and then there's marriage and relationships. I don't know what season of life you're in, whether you are, you know, finding love for the first time, whether you're going through a heartbreak, whether you have the pressure of getting married, and then after that, how many kids do you want? You guys, there are so many things that I feel like you got to take the time to find out what it is that you want, what it is that you feel like is true to who you are versus letting everybody else decide for you. Like, don't give in to peer pressure. Don't just go with the flow. Like, literally fine tune what works for you. Hey guys, today I just want to share little snippets of things that happened in my 20s that really shaped my character and affected who I am today. Like, you guys, there are some things in life that really shape who you are. Like, some of the hardest things, guys, are what really is building character in you. It's giving you tougher skin. It's giving you life lessons so that you can learn how to move in life later on. Easily one of the hardest things that I went through in my early early like teens. Well, it was like more of 19. Before my 20s was a heartbreak. You guys, I went through my first heartbreak at 19, and that like shattered me. It left your girl broken, crying, just a mess, questioning my whole identity. And you guys, it was an ugly season. But from that heartbreak, I pretty much made an oath to myself that I would never want to feel that again. And so I never settled. Like, I was literally single for 5 years. I mean, I dated and talked to guys here and there, but I literally was not going to settle for someone because I never wanted to feel that feeling of heartbreak ever again. And around that time, I was actually going to college. And speaking of college, guys, that was one of the most loneliest, saddest seasons of my life. Like, I had gone through my first heartbreak. I was away at college, and your girl was just sitting in her dorm room alone, just sobbing, literally. Guys, I was having all kinds of identity crisis because I felt like I did not fit in, like, to the college I went to. I was about 2 hours away from home, and your girl was just so lonely. Like, I had never lived away from home prior to that. I had the most loneliest, saddest college experience, you guys. But when I tell you, that season helped me to appreciate the friendships and the relationships in my life like nobody's business now. Like, I could tell you, I've had seasons of complete loneliness and isolation, and I'm sorry if that is where you are now. It is not a good feeling, but I promise you, if you don't give up, it gets better. Like, and you realize, like, not everybody is meant to stay in your life. There are seasonal friendships, there are seasonal relationships, and you just have to find those people in your life who love you for who you are, not just what you can give them. You guys, this video is literally just a reminder to give yourself some grace, to take it easy, to be your biggest fan and not your biggest critic. When I tell you guys, I learned to become my own best friend in the lonely seasons. Like, don't let your value be found outside of God or people. Don't let your value be found in what other people say about you. Yes, we love to be affirmed and we love people to speak life into us, but just remember that your value comes from being a child of God. Did you guys know that your brain literally physically does not stop developing until about the time you are 25? You guys, physical brain development happens until the time you're about 25. So if you guys are wondering why the heck you're so moody, or like why your emotions could be all over the place, or why you're still like, dang, like I don't understand this and that, your brain is still developing, honey. Give yourself some grace. Life is not picture perfect, guys. It is not a Pinterest mood board. It is not Instagram aesthetics. You guys, everybody has their struggle, whether they post it or not. Like, that is one thing that I want you to always keep in mind, that everybody has their own battles, guys. Give your friends grace. Love on them. Love on yourself. Understand that life is not perfect. You got to take every single day as it comes and just live life in gratitude, guys. Thank God for life. Thank God for the air in your lungs. Thank God for what you do have. And I'm telling you guys that in your 20s, you're probably going to be striving a lot to acquire a lot of different things, to acquire this, that, and the third, to be successful, if you will, to get this money, to get the bag. But when I tell you guys, don't forget about the small things in your life. Don't forget about your family. Don't forget about relationships. When I tell you guys, that is the one thing that you will look back and not regret, spending time with your loved ones. Life truly can be so short-lived. We are literally here today, gone tomorrow. And I just want to tell you to make the most out of your life, guys. Every single day that you have on this earth truly is a blessing. And I don't want you to get caught up in the clout, in the media, in the celeb lifestyle, honey. When I tell you, there is a song from J. Cole that I love, and it goes, there is no such thing as a life that is better than yours. You guys, don't worry about the limelight. When I tell you guys, you learn to step into the life that God gave you and the people in your community, you will truly find a way to live and enjoy the life that you have been blessed with, and not always living vicariously, chasing the next high. Instead, you'll learn to love and appreciate your life. In your 20s and your late teens, you're learning to navigate life for the first time. You're learning how to swim. And as hard as it may seem, I guarantee you that this season is so necessary for you. If you're going through a rough season, when I tell you, when those seasons that just shake you, that just almost break you, are the seasons where you are becoming the strongest version of yourself. Because when the hard times come, guys, which they do and which they will, you guys, you're going to build the strength to endure. The word of God says that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Guys, we are man, we are human, we are flesh, but God, Alpha, Omega, beginning, the end, He is more than our mind could literally comprehend, guys. I pray that God gives you a supernatural strength, guys, a strength that comes from above, that will carry you through. Let your burdens down at His feet, guys. And in every season, I promise you, God has gotten me through some of the hardest seasons of my life and the most loneliest seasons of my life. I have turned to Him. Guys, if this footage is all over the place, forgive me. I'm literally out here tripoding and the sun is setting. That last footage, it was probably really dark, but we're gonna take it for what it is and we're gonna run. I believe your 20s is such a special era, and I think it's laying a foundation for the rest of your life. Because man, when I tell you your 20s is hard, and maybe that's why you go through all the hard stuff early on, so that you know how to combat a little later on in life. But when I tell you, like, later in your 30s, I feel like your emotions level out, your headspace levels out. So give yourself some grace, guys. You only get to be in your 20s one time, guys. Once. You get to do this life one time, and so enjoy it. Take it a day at a time. Give yourself some grace and know that you are gonna make it through. Start declaring freedom over your life. Start declaring freedom over your mind. I guarantee you, once you learn to become your own best friend, once you make Jesus your best friend, honey, you gonna make it through it all. One thing I do want to talk about, guys, is comparison. This is your life. This is your lane. Don't worry about what he, she, them, they are doing. You guys, you have your life to live. Learn to run your own race. Learn to stay in your own lane, because comparison truly can be the thief of joy, guys. Don't covet what your neighbor has. Thank God for what you do have, and keep working, keep growing, keep grinding for yours. But know that you keep running your race. Your 20s truly is a journey of self-discovery. You guys, go out there, go have fun, go discover, work hard, go out there, enjoy yourself, and you'll figure it out one day at a time, guys. Don't worry too far about the future. You guys, each day does have worries of its own, but take life a day at a time, a moment at a time. Slow it down, guys. I know we live in the social media generation, the microwave generation. Sometimes we just want a quick fix, but guys, slow and steady wins the race. You're just a young adult figuring it out. Keep learning and keep growing, guys. And until next time, you guys, subscribe to join this community. I would love to have you here. Leave me comments, shoot me messages. You guys, I love when you engage and communicate with me. You guys, we are here to build community. And I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye, guys.